In this video, we introduce the city of Beshroieh, the city of wind towers and four-season houses, a city whose origins date back to before Islam. In the 5th century AH, Nasser Khosrau stopped in the Raqqa district while passing through this region and spoke of flowing waters, agriculture, orchards, walls, Friday mosque and more. The urban fabric of Beshroieh shows that this city had a relatively rapid growth from the beginning of its expansion in the Timurid period, establishing itself as a prominent city. The most important physical evidence of Beshroieh's civilization from ancient times is the presence of the almost rectangular central square in the centre of the city, in the middle of the old Beshroieh Bazaar promenade, which has undergone many changes over time. The streets of Beshroieh were formed along the Qanat system flowing from the Raqqa mountains, and the most important historical street fabric was the Khorasan Rabati alley and the main Beshroieh Bazaar promenade, which continued westward after passing through the city's main square. The old city of Beshroieh has four main neighbourhoods: Miandeh, Pain Mashallah, Mogri and Sarpol. In this fabric, which is one of the most extensive historic urban fabrics in South Khorasan, the exquisite Timurid and Safavid architecture is observed in its most indigenous forms, characterized by their integrity, continuity, and penetration into the surrounding areas, allowing the most complete evolution of residential architecture to be observed in these historic houses. The historical fabric of Beshroieh is one of the few preserved adobe structures in South Khorasan province. It showcases the most indigenous forms of Timurid and Safavid architecture, with its adobe mud brick houses and various wind catchers. It displays a large number of small and large four-iwan houses, and its essential feature, in addition to being well preserved, is its continuity and influence in the surroundings of the old city. This fabric is composed of four main quarters, with Miandeh being the most important and prosperous neighbourhood centre. In addition to important Safavid-era structures such as the Miandeh Mosque, the Haj Ali Ashraf Hassanieh and the Miandeh Seminary and the Miandeh Reservoir, it is made up of a large number of small and large traditional houses, including the Pahani House, the house of Mullah Abdullah Beshroieh's private museum, and the Mustofi houses, among others. Mustofi House. This house, located in the west of the Miandeh neighbourhood, belongs to the early Qajar period and has magnificent columned iwans. The doorways and corridors in the courtyard are decorated with a type of plasterwork known as kashki. What distinguishes this house from others is its three tall consecutive wind catchers. Plaster carvings have been made on the openings of each wind catcher. Adjacent to this house, there is a valuable sabat, a roofed passageway, that takes its name from the Mustofi house. House of Mullah Abdullah Tuni Beshroieh, Ethnographic Museum. The location of this house is at the end of the alley next to the Khorasan of Haj Ali Ashraf, and is one of four iwan houses from the Safavid period, with a kitchen, a winter room and a wind catcher room. It is said that this house with its original architecture, was the birthplace of one of the great scholars of Iran in the Safavid era, Mullah Abdollah Tuni Beshroieh. Khan Garden, Shabani House. This building is located on Mullah Abdollah Tuni Beshroieh Street in the Mullah Saadi Alley and belonged to Amir Hassan Khan Tabasi. Due to its large courtyard with extensive gardens, in comparison to the small houses of Beshroieh, it is known as the Khan Garden. The pool house of this complex has beautiful plaster decorations and masterful vaulted ceilings. Beshroieh watermills. Along the ancient Beshroieh to Raqqa route, which was part of the old road from this city to Tabas, and in accordance with the ancient aqueduct built from the Raqqa mountains towards the Beshroieh plain, there are 7 watermills, of which 3 are still operational. The existence of active watermills is one of the rarities of the country's cultural heritage, which is rarely seen in desert regions nowadays. Due to various reasons, including human technological ingenuity and the integration of the landscape with natural and man-made heritage, the use of clean energy, the quality of the produced flour and bread, and the high capacity for attracting tourists, a plan has been defined to establish 5 Iranian gardens along with related infrastructure in this area, within the framework of defining Beshroieh as a tourist hub. Dokhtare Castle of Beshroieh. Dokhtare Castle is located 12 kilometers west of Beshroieh, adjacent to the Beshroieh aqueduct and the historical Deni mill, atop a high mountain overlooking steep cliffs on 3 sides, with only a southern access route. This castle has multiple spaces, including wide and vaulted corridors, circular watchtowers, large halls and rooms, and water reservoirs. It is one of the best preserved castles in South Khorasan province. Given the name of this castle, the original foundation is likely from the Sassanid era, but it was also used in the Islamic period. Thank you for accompanying us. Until the next clip, goodbye.